So here, as you can see, I have two instances here, two EC2 instances here, and Scotia Rental Client is responsible for my front end. In order to utilize this instance, or in order to view my front end application on this instance, currently, if I go to this IP address, nothing loads, right? Why? Because my front end application hasn't been deployed yet. So in order to fix this, I need to SSH into this instance here using this key that I created earlier. And to facilitate the ease of this recording, I've listed out the steps that are needed to host my application on EC2. So first run these code here. I have to install Node.js, npm, and nginx web server. So the nginx web server is going to be responsible for hosting my front-end application. Install nginx. Start the web server. I can check the status of my web server here. It's up and running perfectly fine. Open an incognito window, and I go to that same IP address, or the IP address of my EC2 instance. You can see here, this is the nginx server, or the web page that's being hosted via my nginx server currently. So to continue on with this video, I'm gonna continue setting up my application, my front end application. So I could run this code here in order to have my nginx web server start on every boot of my application. So if I run that code here, it creates a link here to enable that service. Now, in order to host my front end application on this nginx server, I have to run this view code. So go into my EC2 instance, or go into my nginx directory, install git in order to clone my repository. Clone my repository. So this is just my front-end code that's hosted at this repository over here, which I've uploaded. I have to cd into that directory, and I have to install all the node dependencies. I will be editing out this portion of the video, as it does take a while to run this few lines of code. So I have to run build it for production. Okay, once that's done, I have to configure nginx's build files in order to host my, or to point to the root directory of my application. So in order to do that, I can just change the configuration of my nginx server file here, and I just have to change this root directory in order for it to be linked to my applications build directory. Once that's done, I can just restart my nginx service. I could check the status again to make sure it's fine. It looks like it's working fine. And once I go to the web browser and I refresh it, you can see here my application is now up and running at this IP address.